What separates participation from performance? Recently at the Boston Marathon, a single line sparked a massive reaction. A Nike storefront displayed the message, "Runners are welcome, walkers tolerated." And just like that, outrage, headlines, social media storms, people asking, how could they say that? What about the walkers? What about inclusion? What about encouragement? At first, I didn't take a side, because the truth is, most companies stand for 1,000 things. Some we agree, and some we don't. That's just life. You don't agree with every friend, every coworker, every family member, so why would a brand be any different? But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the reaction wasn't really about the words. It was about where they said it. This wasn't a random billboard in the middle of nowhere. This was the Boston Marathon, one of the most prestigious races in the entire world. You don't just sign up for Boston, you qualify. You earn your way there through discipline, sacrifice, and an almost unreasonable level of commitment. So that message, it wasn't meant for everyone. It was meant for them. The people who wake up before the sun rises to get miles in. The ones who run when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, and completely optional. The ones who know that in their world, walking during a race doesn't feel neutral. It feels like something has gone terribly wrong. And that's where the discomfort comes in. Because we live in a world that wants everything to be for everyone, all the time. We want universal approval, universal inclusion, and universal agreement. But that's not how reality works. High-performance environments, whether it's sports, business, art, or anything, they operate differently. They have standards, not just rules, but standards. And standards, by definition, draw a line. They say, this is what we're about. And once you say that, something else becomes true. This is what we're not about. And that's what people felt. Not exclusion, but definition. And definition can feel sharp if you're standing on the outside of it. But here's the thing, standards aren't about rejecting people. They're about clarifying purpose. At the Boston Marathon, the purpose is simple. To run. To push limits. To chase something that required months, probably years of preparation. It doesn't mean walking is inherently bad. It doesn't mean walkers don't belong anywhere. It just means that in that specific arena, at that specific moment, the expectation is different. And that idea doesn't just apply to marathons. It applies to your everyday life. Because at some point, you have to decide what you stand for, what you value, what your standards are. And when you do that, really do it, not halfway, you will disappoint people. Some won't understand, some won't agree, some might even be offended. Not because you're wrong, but because clarity often feels like rejection to people who wanted flexibility. And if you try to be everyone for everyone, you'll end up standing for nothing. The Nike message, controversial as it is, did something most people avoid. It drew a line. It said, this is who we are in this moment. And whether you agree with it or not, there's something powerful about that. Because the alternative is life spent softening the edges, diluting your standards, quietly lowering the bar so no one feels uncomfortable. But high standards are uncomfortable. That's kind of the point. So here's my challenge to you. Be clear about what you stand for. Not aggressively, not arrogantly, but unapologetically. Understand that not everyone will like it. Some will push back. Some will walk away. Let them. Because if no one is ever challenged by what you stand for, there's a good chance you're not standing very firmly at all. You don't need to go out of your way to offend people, but you do need to be okay with the possibility that it might happen. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't universal approval. It's alignment. And just like in that race, the people who align with your standards, they'll recognize it immediately. They'll see it, they'll respect it, and they will run with you.